But what Ron DeSantis said today is where I want to start. He was back out on the campaign trail, and this is what the Florida governor, Republican presidential candidate, said.
Look, if somebody's convicted or something of some of these things, there was no trial on any of this. They basically just said, what, you can't be on the ballot? I mean, how does that work? What's the limiting principle for that? Why could we just say that Biden can't be on the ballot because he let
something that they don't typically do on issues like this? They could do 9-0 on this. They really could. You can foresee a circumstance where the Supreme Court comes back and says 9-0. Wait a second. This section of the Constitution does not apply to the President and the Vice President of the United States, because other places in the Constitution, they mention President, Vice President. This section deals with officers, senators, congressmen, etc. Be curious to see what Joe Biden says if the Supreme Court comes back 9-0 after he says it's clear that Trump shouldn't be on the ballot and it's clear he's an insurrectionist. But it might be that a 9-0 Supreme Court decision puts this to bed on both sides permanently.
Chris, what about this idea of what Ron DeSantis laid out, which is, you know what, we could do this on another topic in another state down the line to someone else?
Well, when they tell us it couldn't get worse, just remember that it can all.
It couldn't get worse.
There's always another rung down on the ladder. Look, this is hard. This is very hard stuff, because on the one hand you have Donald Trump, who did something that no American president. We've had several very rotten human beings be president before who have done a lot of rotten stuff, no doubt about it. But none of them ever did what Donald Trump did. And none of them ever tried to disrupt the peaceful transference of power. That was a first. That was a big blinking warning light. And I think historians start picking him off. Well, they're going to, well, okay, so he can do that, so other states do it. And we were to go down that path. You get to the possibility of national rupture, and you get to the possibility of, as we had at another time, a dark time in American history, where we do not have one president who is acknowledged by all Americans and all the states in the United States. The Coloradans may have a point here. There may be truth in it. I'm not a lawyer and I don't know, but they are playing with fire.
Chris, it's a great point. What if this holds? What if Trump is not on the ballot in Colorado and Trump wins? Does Colorado still consider him to be the President of the United States?
Jesse Weber, come on in, NewsNation legal contributor. Jesse, what about it? You know, what Ron DeSantis said today, what you hear from Chris and Mick?
Yeah, so look, this extreme rhetoric, going into this extremes, it's concerning. But I will tell you, we have legal safeguards in place, right? So as controversial as this decision is, and who knows what the Supreme Court's going to do, first let me just tell you, you had 7 justices, all democratically appointed, who were split on this. So who knows what the Supreme Court's going to do? Technically speaking, there is a provision that if you engage in an insurrection, it makes you ineligible for office. Whether it means it applies to the president or applies to these circumstances, that's one thing. What Ron DeSantis says, I get it from a political point of view, it's not going to work legally. Just even if you assume that Biden did something unconstitutional, how many times do we have a president signing an executive order, signing a bill into law that is ultimately ruled unconstitutional? Doesn't mean that they can't stay in office. It doesn't mean that they can't be reelected. There's a difference here. It's the conversation about using extreme measures to try to get someone out of office that is the more concerning thing, rather if it's actually going to legally come to fruition.
All right, Jesse Weber. Wanted to get your voice in, get your opinion. Got to leave it there. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for watching. And make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.